And I'll start by telling you that the dreams of constant power supply in Nigeria may not be a reality in the near future. This is because the federal government has admitted that the national electricity grid will remain prone to collapse due to the government's inability to repair a crucial transmission line. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu, who spoke during the 2025 budget defense session with the Senate Joint Committee on Power, said the faulty Shiroro-Kaduna-Mando line, which is located in northern Nigeria, could not be fixed due to what he termed as persistent insecurity challenges. Shiroro-Kaduna-Mando line has been out of service since a vandalism incident in October 2024. Adelabu noted that failure of the line has placed immense pressure on the grid, leading to frequent collapses. The minister also disclosed plans to invest 36 billion naira in the distribution of transformers across the 6 geopolitical zones. We are now joined by the Executive Director of an Electricity Consumer Right and Power Sector Policy Advocacy Organization, Adetayo Adegbemle, and he joins me from Abuja. Thank you so much, Mr. Adegbemle, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good afternoon, viewers. Good afternoon to you too in the studio.
So what would you make of the statement from the Minister of Power as regards the incessant grid collapse?
I'm sure followers of my interviews and interventions in the sector are fully aware of my disposition to some certain things. I think it is rather an unfortunate acceptance of the situation of things. While he was able to say, "Oh, we will continue to have grid collapses," but he never at any point told us the interventions that they've been doing so far. We had 8 years already with the past administration. We have had another 2 years with their own administration, and we've had massive investment on the national grid. So it is rather unfortunate that the minister will come out and publicly tell us that, Nigerians should just accept grid collapse like that. Incidentally, I was reading a report about U.S. grid, and it's funny because there is a plan, there is a master plan that is being followed. There is, by 2035, the present national U.S. grid will have expanded by 50%. The cost of the investment has been built already, and there's already plans for that. So for the minister to turn around today to tell us that because of the grid line issue and the Mando Shiroro axis is what's going to keep the whole nation in the blackout, I think it does not paint a very good picture of what the ministry is doing about. And the funny thing is that TCN is the only arm of the power sector that is fully government. And in the last 10 years, we've had several interventions, World Bank loans. We've had the Siemens project deal that we've also spoken about severally. That Siemens deal alone promised to deliver for the phase one, supposed to promise to deliver about 7,500 megawatts before 2025. By 2024 has gone. We've had excuses of COVID. We've had excuses of the Russian-Ukraine war. We've had several excuses. So it is unfortunate, really unfortunate, that the minister will come out and publicly say that.
So does this amount to a bridge on electricity consumers' rights?
Absolutely, absolutely. There is this school of thought. Pardon my choice of word there, because when I say school of thought, it is still subject to, consumers will tell you it's our right. But yes, the moment we start paying for a service, it is absolutely our right to receive quality of service. So if, despite the fact that we've been complaining about the cost of investment in the sector, I personally went on air, even on your channel, to defend the removal of subsidy on Band A tariff customers. We're still saying that the removal of that tariff customer is not enough to cover the shortfalls. We are still saying that we need to go to cost-reflective tariff so that you can have better quality of service. When we are still fighting for all those, that's why I said making such comment openly only says that if we allow tariff to be cost effective, because the government has not been able to plug in holes where it is leaking on their end, the consumers will continue to suffer, the brunt. It is not good enough, honestly. It's not good enough.
Oh, all right. So even as we see this negative impact of the failure of government to provide electricity in the country, and of course the government seems overwhelmed, are there other options that consumers can explore to at least power their businesses and homes?
Well, let me say something there. This is not so much more about the failure of government to provide electricity. It was the failure of government on the original NEPA old NEPA structure that led us to the present situation where we have a semi-privatized distribution and a fully privatized generation arms of the power sector, while the government still holds on to transmission. But over the years, we have seen how transmission has been one of the biggest challenges we have in the power sector. We are not able to effectively evacuate energy that GenCos generate, which means that the GenCos originally from beginning are not able to capture fully the cost of the production that they put in at the outset. So it's a big lacuna, which we should, speak to. And again, I'm going to say this, and it's something I've always been asking in different sectors, private platforms and fora where we speak. We need to sit down and audit what is happening in TCN. We need to sit down and audit the amount that they've spent on infrastructure, on transmission infrastructure, vis-a-vis the results that we're having. It is not, the measure is not equal at all. We're not getting values for our money, and it's rather unfortunate. Now, one of the issues that we discussed earlier this week, I think that was just on Sunday or yesterday, I think one of the newspapers came up with the report about a lot of companies going off-grid, generating their own power off-grid. Yeah, it's a big problem because they are going off-grid because the quality of the service that they're receiving on the grid is not good enough for the manufacturing sector. It's not good enough even for a lot of homes. So we have a lot of homes that have been going off-grid and going to renewable energy, going to solar and stuff. Well, but you see, major impact of all these people going off-grid is that our grid will continue to suffer. The people that are supposed to be the anchor tenants, the people that are supposed to be the fee-paying tenants that can take large amount of the energy and leave the rest for consumers to pay up, are no more on the grid. So what it also means is that our grid is going
Mr. Adetayo,
expensive.
Yeah,
yes,
I understand. I understand. There's a lot you would like to say on this. It's a whole lot of challenge in the sector that the government will need to fix, and we hope that they can do that in earnest to ensure that life's optimal in terms of supply to the people. Thank you so much, Mr. Adetayo Adegbemle, for sharing your
It's always a pleasure.